TopMedTalk.
Welcome to TopMedTalk. This piece comes from our live coverage of Anesthesiology 2022. It is the single largest gathering of anesthesiologists in the world and the annual meeting of the American Society of Anesthesiologists. Now, our live coverage is available now at live.topmedtalk.com. More details in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe, and please help us boost our signal by sharing this podcast wherever and whenever you can. Well, welcome back to Anesthesiology 2022 here in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's the American Society of Anesthesiologists annual meeting. TopMedTalk is in the exhibit hall. We're at booth 2245, doing our amazing conversations throughout the entire meeting with key opinion leaders, those in anesthesia that are presenting during the meeting, and even we have time to sit down with some of our industry sponsors and really talking about some new technologies. Fortunately, we are able to do that today with Gwen Volpe, who is the Senior Director of Medication Technology and Analytics for Fresenius Kabi. Gwen, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talked a little bit about what we're going to talk about, and it's really focused around R.F.I.D. And, I think I know what that means, but tell us a little bit more about this technology.
Sure. So RFID is radio frequency identification. And it's really wireless transmission of data with very little human interaction. And you might be familiar with it from your key fob in your car. Yeah, or if you take the kids to Disneyland and they put the bracelets on you and they can track you around the park, or you can use it to enter a ride. Maybe you're a marathon runner and the tag is on your tennis shoe while you're running and they're time tracking you. Could be as simple as your credit card with your tap and go.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's RFID blockers, like in purse technology and wallet technology.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why, because you can tap your credit card. So those are the types of technologies that probably people are used to seeing in RFID. And when I think of healthcare, I think of three things. I think of visibility it provides. I think of safety. Actually, four things: safety, efficiency, and accuracy. And all those things really contribute to safer patient care, which is why RFID is a really exciting technology for healthcare and especially for anesthesia.
Well, some of that technology, are we actually seeing it in our space? Let's talk about perioperative medicine, for example. Where are we seeing that currently?
Currently, you see it in the use in kit and tray solutions from various providers for cases. You'll see it in crash carts. And that's typically where you see it right now. And we're just talking about medications. Obviously, it's other places in the hospital, but if we're just talking about medications, you typically see it in kit and trays, sometimes in anesthesia medication systems, and then on crash carts.
Okay, so break that down. You put this RFID on a medication vial, and it's something we scan, or how does it work?
So RFID, for a pharmaceutical company, we place an RFID tag within the label. So it's really undetectable. So if you looked at the vial, you wouldn't even know it's there.
No, I've never seen one. That's why I'm asking.
You've never seen one. So it sits underneath the label, and systems that are RFID enabled are able to detect it.
Oh, interesting. So if I am, like you said, in a kit, so I'm, rambling through one of my kits, it can be scanned and then it tells you that it's in there or not.
Correct. So if you have an RFID-enabled drawer, let's say, in an anesthesia system, then when the provider would close that drawer, it would read every single thing in that drawer. It reads all at once. It looks at everything and says there are 850 items in this drawer, or there are 350 items in this drawer. It knows the expiration dates. It knows if something's been recalled. It knows the quantities. It knows if something's missing. So it's a great technology for a high acuity area like anesthesia, where seconds matter to clinicians.
Oh, 100%. The patient safety factor to this is incredible.
Yep.
Is that where you guys are really exploring for this particular technology?
Absolutely. I think that, safety is something that RFID can definitely help with.
Yeah.
In terms of, the visibility that you're going to have with the inventory itself.
Yeah.
But being able to track that inventory and know where it went and know who it went to.
Yes. And that everything is in the right bin where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Like, to me, that's huge. I'm Vice President of Clinical Quality for North Star Anesthesia, and we are doing a ton of education right now for our providers about, making sure you look at the drug, because there are a lot of times where the wrong medication may end up in the wrong bin.
Absolutely.
And you think, and everything looks the same now.
It does. It looks very similar. And in fast-paced environments, it's very easy to make a mistake, make a medication error. And RFID really helps minimize that because it identifies the medication without having to scan it.
Yeah. Well, specifically in anesthesia, are there any other, what type of medications? Is it, one group that you're focusing on, or is it can be used across the board?
We focus primarily on anesthesia drugs.
Oh, okay.
And controlled substances.
Oh, right. So you can track those, very, very easily. Well, I think that I can, in my mind, immediately see where this technology would be great to, put into place. But where do you see this really going? What is the future of RFID?
Well, I think the future really is looking at providers' workflows and using RFID technology to enable really efficient workflows, but make them frictionless for a provider. Providers spend a great deal of time scanning and documenting. And those activities take time away from the patient. Mm-hmm. And so really what providers want, they want their medications available and they want to be able to use them.
And you want to believe in what you have is in your hands, the right thing.
The scanning, the documenting, those are extra things that take time out of their day. And if you add up all those seconds, those seconds really matter. Mm-hmm. And so RFID can help identify medications quickly, efficiently, accurately, and that really contributes to safer patient care.
Yeah, absolutely, and charting them as well. Gwen, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. Anything else that we wanted to talk about that I missed about RFID technology and medications?
Well, I think the only thing to think about is that, anesthesia and pharmacy kind of work together on inventory. And some things that are important to anesthesia, seconds matter, right? They really want to have things available to them when they need them. For pharmacy, they want to track medications. Inventory levels are important to them, where those medications are. And RFID really helps both parties. Yeah,
it's a win-win. That's what we always talk about. How do we make everything a win-win?
It is.
Yeah, that's great. How do we get more information about this technology? Because I would love to go to our pharmacy committee and say, this is, something that can really improve practice and improve patient care.
Well, there are a number of vendors that provide RFID-enabled technologies for the OR. If you go to plusrfid.com, that's Fresenius Kabi's website devoted to RFID. There are there's a lot of information there that provides an overview of what RFID is, but also the products that we have. And additionally, we have a section of the website called RFID Insights, which is thought leaders talking about RFID and the future of RFID, which is very interesting for many providers and hospitals to read. Oh,
I would love that, just to say, here is what, our leaders are saying and why we need this.
Right.
I love this. I think this technology is probably, right for our group right now. And I know that many people who are in the trenches may not always know about it or know what to ask for.
Sure.
This is a great resource.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
TopMedTalk.
Thank you for sitting down with us and taking the time. And thank you for listening to TopMedTalk. The live stream is happening at Anesthesiology 2022 at live.topmedtalk.com. And all of our previous conversations can be found at topmedtalk.com. Thanks for listening.